Interstate 12. Ugh. Alright. Interstate 12 is a bypass through Louisiana because it's from Slidell through Baton Rouge. It has terrible choices for Interstate 12. Hammond is just a really bad choice. Baton Rouge is a great choice, but Hammond should not be. So we're going to do Interstate 12 in Louisiana. It is a bypass over through Interstate 10 because it starts from the Slidell interchange with Interstate 59 and Interstate 10. Interstate 12 begins right on Interstate 10 West and 59 North. 12 is from Slidell with Interstate 10 and 59, US 11, US 190. You get the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway is mentioned. Hammond, come on. That's where we meet US Highway 51 and Interstate 55. Hammond is just a stupid choice. And then Baton Rouge, where Interstate 12 will end on, is Interstate 10. On Interstate 10 West, we get Interstate 10 West signed for New Orleans, which is an awesome choice. Interstate 59 North is signed for Hattiesburg, which is an awesome choice. That's where we meet US Highway 49 there. And we get Interstate 12 West for Baton Rouge. No need for Hammond. Hammond is just a bad choice. US 11 is signed for Pearl River, but I'd rather see Hattiesburg. And US 11 is signed for Slidell. That is the correct choice for US Highway 11. It'll head into downtown Slidell. We get US Highway 190 for Mandeville and Covington. There is no interchange with US Highway 51. We get Interstate 55 northbound, signed for Jackson, Mississippi. And Interstate 55 south is signed for New Orleans. Yes, it's still fine to be signed. It's still fine because 55 south ends on Interstate 10 junction. You get Interstate 10 for Baton Rouge or New Orleans. So 12 West is signed for Baton Rouge, which is a great choice. Here's US Highway 61 southbound and northbound signed for Airline Highway. That should have been Baton Rouge and New Orleans for US Highway 61. And look, Interstate 12 just ends on Interstate 10. You get 10 West for Baton Rouge or 10 East for New Orleans. So we're going to turn around and do eastbound Interstate 12. Yeah, on Interstate 10 East, you get New Orleans for 10 East, which it's still good. 12 East for Hammond. This should have been Mobile, Biloxi, or Gulfport, not just Hammond. Here's US Highway 61 for Airline Highway. I'd rather see New Orleans and downtown Baton Rouge. Alright, we get Interstate 55 southbound signed for New Orleans, which is a good choice. It's still fine to be signed for Interstate 55 southbound for New Orleans, because we know Interstate 55 ends on Interstate 10 junction for New Orleans or Baton Rouge. 55 northbound is signed for Jackson, Mississippi. And oh no, Interstate 12 East is signed for Slidell. This should have been Mobile, Biloxi, or Gulfport, not just Slidell. We get no mention for U.S. Highway 51 on that bridge. No interchange with U.S. Highway 51 at all. We get U.S. Highway 190 signed for Covington and Mandeville. On U.S. 11, you get Pearl River. This should have been Hattiesburg. And US 11 is signed for Slidell, which is the correct choice. And what are we signed for Interstate 12 now? Bay St. Louis for Interstate 12 East. I don't think they should sign Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. This should have been Biloxi, Gulfport, or Mobile, not just Bay St. Louis. And Interstate 12 East ends. So we get Interstate 10 West for New Orleans, which is a great choice. Interstate 59 northbound signed for Hattiesburg. And Interstate 10 East is signed for Bay St. Louis, which I don't like this choice. This should have been Biloxi, Gulfport, or Mobile. Like, I do not like this. This should not be Bay St. Louis. This should have been Mobile, Biloxi, or Gulfport. Yeah, so that is it for Interstate 12. That will be published on the 24th of July. So, yeah, all the bad signages for Interstate 12. Hammond is just a bad choice. Slidell is not a good choice. Baton Rouge is a good choice. For westbound, it should be Slidell and Baton Rouge. 12 East should be Baton Rouge, Slidell, Mobile, Biloxi, or Gulfport. That's the way it should be. So, that is it for Interstate 12. So, peace out.